mom sent him an email after I was arrested about how professional he was, and
Yeah,
he
they're
adored
great
me.
to us. Oh, I think
Now he adores me, apparently.
Yeah, the sentencing for the Chalking 8 case will be on Monday. The two guys who got convicted of criminal mischief for chalking the police station. No, it's got 45 days to pay something. He said he's not going to pay. He'll just take the jail time. But
Does he have any idea how
Ademo,
much longer he'll spend?
4 days. But Ademos could be anywhere from nothing to 2 years for chalking. Because he also got convicted of resisting for not walking.
Why are you for not walking?
Yeah, when he got arrested, he went limp. And that's resisting, apparently. Yeah, New Hampshire law says even if the arrest is illegal, you have no right to resist it.
Have no right?
No right to resist it in any
Is that in the
capacity.
Constitution?
It's like an RSA. Yeah. But cool. Yeah, I'm really glad to see everything set up here, especially with tents. You know where people are spending the night?
What?
You know where people are spending the
People are
night?
spending the night in the church and other places.
Okay. Is there going to be like people sleeping in the tents, or is
No.
taking them down?
We take them down every night, like I said, or 11.
Oh,
Then we
okay.
come back up. People are staying indoors. Like, people don't want to camp in this weather.
Yeah, this is true. I definitely don't. Plus, it's not good for camera batteries.
It's pretty good. We hope that the Congress is.
Like a smaller area just for the overnight to just I guess it addresses the cosmetic concerns. And I guess you asked what the difference between you guys and ABC is. I guess that would probably be the most significant difference. They've got the one thing and it's pretty, you know what I mean? So if you guys can consolidate it, at least let's say yours on pretty good.
We did that last night. I was just concerned that we're going to
Yeah, place would be here.
We had a sauna.
Yeah.
But again, you know, the chief and I aren't able to do what we do because of the level of cooperation. I'm sorry to keep repeating that, but it just goes a long way. It really does, and it helps us when we're trying to sell an argument, and we're going to be good. And I'm going to call Attorney Kesher and assure her that I'm not trying to throw anybody out of here right now.
Okay. Yeah,
if I did, I wouldn't do it by myself, right?
No.
trust me, there are some people that would not. Well, without you know, it's okay. We're consolidating the tents. We're making it look less like an encampment. We're taking down the pop-ups, and we are cooperating.
No,
We prefer those.
I talked to Paul, we were discussing it, and talking about the pop-up canopies. If we can kind of consolidate your tents at night after 11, consolidate into one area, which will make it a little easier for whoever's watching for you too.
Okay.
If you can just easy ups, if we can maybe just hold them up and stuff
And
in
the little
tents.
pop-ups.
Okay, so like consolidate like this sort of area, so it's
Consolidate it
not
and try to
take
break
some
some of it down and put it into the tents.
Okay.
Where no one's going to be sleeping in them.
Okay.
We can just put some of the stuff in the
Yeah.
tents until 7, and then you guys can do your thing again during the day.
What kind of numbers are we looking at? Are you looking for 3, 4 of these tents and that's it, or are you talking trying to get them all?
if they're all in one area, we'll be okay.
What the chief said he was looking for me to try to get was you can keep all your tents, just consolidate them. But the pop-up easier, we can pull them up and put them inside the tents for the night. Or if there's a couple that have to go in a truck or something. But I know I told you part of the concern, especially like some of the tents might have a lot of stuff in them.
We've been clearing those. We've been clearing those and consolidating those at night, though.
Well,
That's what we did last night.
well, we'll do it more though. We don't need all those pop-ups. We don't.
And they don't even need the. I don't even know whose tent that is out back. I have no idea whose tent that is. That
But
can go down.
and it's just because to move off right supplies. Okay, all right.
Can we leave the med pop-up though?
Yeah.
Because that's loaded with all kinds of supplies. That's got. That took all day.
That took off. And we've got that so that it's got.
It's got a lot.
All right.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate it. You have no idea.
Did you have a question? Or you might answer already? Okay, all right. All right.
Now that's way too much stuff.
Yeah, and I'll call the chief. Talk to the attorney as well. We already talked. You guys can explain.
You're not pretty enough. Yeah, we look too cool.
Take down the
They're holding your
I don't know, this guy's videoing it and he's going to show it to my wife. So.
Thank you.
I have to.
I'll give you money.
Shows that video to my wife. I'll be staying in one of these tents.
Ken Roos from the State Employees Association.
Hi, Bob,
I just want to say hi and thank you for acting as intermediary.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. Very nice people to deal with, so I've got nothing negative to say about anybody from Occupy.
You're part of the 99% too. You might feel like.
I have a hand warmer in my love and there's
People have been very good, and we certainly appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Out of here now. Take care.
Would you mind if I grabbed a soundbite just for you talking about your, what's going on here and your involvement in Occupy? Yeah. Well, with Occupy?
Yeah. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm just Occupy Media.
Yeah, sure. You guys got a lot of video of me already. What's another one, right?
Right.
Are you going to ask me some questions or what?
If you just want to kind of like summarize, just kind of like your involvement with everyone.
Well, what I heard was there was a complaint, and there was some police action from a potential response.
Well, the word police action is a little strong. I was asked to come down and address it because there was some complaints about, and again, like I explained to the other group, it was our understanding, and again, it's a miscommunication. Nobody was being dishonest and disingenuous, but there was an understanding that from our perspective, that the tents would go at 11, and then the perception was that when people were sleeping overnight, Occupy apparently isn't cooperating any longer because they've, deviated from what everybody thought was going to happen. But again, once communication was established, you realize that really it's not what happened. It was a little breakdown of communication, and I was able to assure some of the folks with concerns that no one did sleep in the park, and that Occupy took steps to have people on the sidewalk to guard their property. But they assured me that nobody stayed in the park, and I have no doubt that that's true. So we were able to address it. Now it's just a matter of somewhat cosmetics, just kind of consolidating, maybe breaking down things that could be broken down after 11, consolidating until the daytime. And I think that's a good compromise. So that's where we're at.
What's the police department's relationship with Occupy?
It's been very positive. Back in October, I was Captain Cunha was made the point person by Chief Mara for Occupy, and since that time I've met with Occupy on more than one occasion, and met with your council, and we've been very pleased with the relationship we've had. Even during a difficult period in October when we had to clear the park because of the park curfew, the folks from Occupy, stood by their principles, but were peaceful. They did not resist. They were cooperative, and they're fighting their battle in court. They didn't, take it personal against the officers, and they were actually very cordial with the officers, and even spoke up on behalf of the officers at times when, the officers were being verbally provoked, if you will, by some other folks that were here, that not necessarily part of Occupy, and so that didn't go unnoticed. Occupy has been very good and has indicated that they want to have a very positive relationship with the police, and again, it goes even back to the early days when Foot Race for the Fallen, which raises money for the Police Athletic League, was going to be taking place in this park. At the same time, Occupy was planning on coming here to occupy this park, Veterans Park. Occupy, of its own volition, elected to go to Victory Park so as not to interfere with this fundraiser for PAL, which raises money for kids to participate in sports programs that may not be able to afford it. So that was the first gesture that gave us a very good reading on how our relationship with Occupy was going to be, because Occupy didn't have to do that, and it could have became contentious. It didn't because of what they did. And And then even during that race, I saw Occupy, a couple of members from Occupy helping police set up barricades for the race. They were inviting officers to come over to get a hot cup of coffee and things. So it's been very positive. That's what we want going forward, and we're going to do our best. Obviously, we have our rules and ordinance to enforce, and we're going to do that. But as indicated today with this issue that came up today, a lot can be accomplished through compromise, and that's going to be our approach going forward. And there's nothing that I've seen that leads me to believe that Occupy is going to take Occupy New Hampshire is going to take a change in their position. And again, as long as people can talk, a lot can get accomplished. So
you have a lot of people to keep happy too.
What's that?
You have a lot of people to keep happy. I mean, you got to probably get pressure from all sides on how you're supposed to handle this, take care of things. So,
yeah. Well, you know what? What's interesting is the point person from Occupy. Yeah, you get it. You get it from. Obviously, there's a lot of people in Occupy that want me to keep them happy.
Sure.
And again, we try to work with.
We hear the people driving down the road. There's some people that just don't want us here, and I'm sure you folks hear about it. I know when I've had the police talk to me when I'm, doing my thing in Keene, they come up and they go, look, I just got a call. I got to talk to you about this, but it's fine. I understand. You guys are going to do. As I said, you got a lot of people you got to keep happy.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, again, like today, you got to communicate what you're getting, what the cooperation is, what the folks from Occupy have been doing, how they've been behaving themselves. Right. And I think sometimes what happens is, and I've said this to a couple of members of your group already, similar to police officers, everybody gets painted with a broad brush. And if a person who purports to be from Occupy in another city does something that's pretty egregious, and the media says, well, they're at Occupy, so they must be Occupy. If they get grouped into that, and I'm not blaming anybody, but that's going to be human nature, and they're going to say, well, these are the people that are in Manchester, and it's like, well, wait a minute, time out. The folks that I've dealt with haven't done some of the things that people that are purported to be part of Occupy have done. And again, and I said it to my wife a million times when we're watching things, how do they know, just because someone shows up at an Occupy rally doesn't mean they're part of Occupy, doesn't mean that they share their principles, doesn't mean they really care about what Occupy is out there for. They may have their own motives and their own agendas. And I said, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful. And that's what I tell people with police. You got to be careful. If an officer does something in Albuquerque, New Mexico, doesn't necessarily mean that Captain Cunha is going to do the same thing. You know what I mean? And so you guys have experienced what we've experienced for a long time.
One last thing.
Evidence. We are peaceful. I don't know if you saw